That's how you react to them, right? So,
Yes.
welcome back to the Abundant Lifestyle Formula. Super excited to have you guys here live. And as I was saying, it is such an honor and privilege to be next to these gentlemen who, I mean, these guys started at levels that would be even below an average advantage situation. You know what I mean? So it's crazy to see what you
Step.
just for being here today.
Yep.
The fact that you're here today, what that means is that you have dropped your ego, you have dropped your pride, and you've humbled yourself to be coachable, because honestly, that's what this industry is really about. If you want to go to the next level, you have to surround yourself by the people who have what you want and have been where you've been. And you have to be open-minded, and you have to be coachable, and you have to have that tenacity there running with you on the front lines.
And sometimes it doesn't even feel like you're moving forward. Sometimes it's a couple of steps forward, and then you take a step back, and you don't realize how important that step back was. Kind of like just getting this entire production put up for you. We were supposed to go live about an hour before we did, and so yes, we are absolutely an hour late, and now we're here.
Take this. So this is a quote that stuck with me for a long time, and it's from a sprinter. And he says, most people think that taking the steps forward are the ones that make you advantageous. But if you take the sprinter's mindset, in order to even go forward, you first have to take the step backwards, because that's how you step in the blocks.
Yeah.
So his mindset was always, there's no such thing as actually going backwards. You had...
We started with damn near nothing. In fact, nothing. Seriously, nothing.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's true.
And so somebody wonders, I love this question. Well, if you made $293,000, how much of that did you cost? And then we had to pay the people that helped us. So it's an operation.
It's a business. At the end of the day, you don't have a business that's free.
Yeah, and that's the mentality you need to come into here, is that, the more you invest in yourself and your business is the more that you're going to get out, right? But hey, I mean, 75K.
So why does what we have to say even matter at all? And the best way that I can explain this is from when I person, this perspective that I had off the distance, going, that's great. These guys, they know so much and they're doing so well. But that's not me. Like, I don't have a result that I can jump off of yet. I don't here today. So let's see if I can not only man the presentation, but man the slides as well.
Not only that, though, and because I didn't do it. So I understand the reluctance in that going, but moving forward in your own business.
Yeah.
And even so, like, just you being a valuable person has nothing to do with the dollar sign next to your name, okay? The value that you have is the education you absorb, the partnerships you create, So I want you to feel like that when you're approaching this online industry. And I can say, specifically in the industry that these guys in, I've been within my first, I believe, 48 hours, and I already generated like 2 sales.
Yeah,
brand
first
new.
24 hours was, I think, one sale that had 2 items or something like that.
Yeah,
and then
brand new, right? So
even more.
that just means that I humbled myself to learning. So I hope we can share this space, make it a comfortable space for you guys to grow and expand.
Yeah. And if you end up with questions
you have are extremely important,
because other people have those questions too.
Exactly. So this isn't about us just telling you stuff. This is about us trying to help you. So if there's anything at all, please let us know. We all want to succeed here.
That's right.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I believe that we all want the same things, and I believe that you're watching this and you probably have some sort of feeling that maybe you deserve better, and we had that same feeling too. It just took a little. I used to love music. I still love music, obviously, but I used to play raves, and I was an electronic music DJ, and for the longest time, this guy named Scott just kept, you go. But it's not the Star Wars stuff that you see, because that's movies. However,
you had a good name, though.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But it morphed into this, and now people just call me Jedi all the time, and I didn't like what they were teaching me. I didn't like what was going on. And so back in 2013, it just causes you to make a decision to put your email into the box and click the button, because, I don't know, maybe you've always been working on business ideas. How can we make more money ethically?
Karma is action.
Yep.
We're confused in Western culture about karma. It literally just means action, which means that we've seen this in your own lives. Your energies always ripple out, and they affect what's going on.
And so Steve and I, we're actually hated each other for a while when we first met
We didn't
because
get along well.
he didn't like that I was brought in to be his boss, and I was a young kid anyways, so there was egos clashing.
We were both young. What was I? I was 22, I think. So.
Yeah. We've got the scholarly wizard here, and he likes that because, well, why don't you just
Why
tell
are you
him?
dumb?
Yeah.
Why
I'll
are
say-
you scholarly?
Actually, I just love wizards. I promise you. I grew up in a military and maybe a middle class family, but still found myself homeless at the age of 17. But nowhere to go. I went to the military instead to find a home, and that didn't work. There are no problems, only solutions, and that's how I drive my life.
Yeah.
No matter what you encounter in life, and I'm going to reuse something that or definitely my friends have, because it's my main motivational factor, is that in life, you are always going to run into a roadblock. Forward step, and then there's a roadblock. And I have options. Sidestep, move around it, climb over it,
Yeah.
drill a hole through it, whatever you got to do. I don't know. You
Get
do
through
what you got to do, but the roadblock is only there until you get around it. It's not there permanently, and you're not stuck at the roadblock. And you're not going to get around that roadblock and not find another one.
That's true.
So it's a repeat pattern. Forward step, roadblock, side step, forward step, roadblock, side step. You're going to repeat this pattern throughout your whole life. I guarantee you, if you think about it long enough, business will have done this your whole life. And that's why you're still around. You're already successful because you even have the ability to listen to this right now. And you've done this repetitively, and you have to do it in business too.
That has a mission in her mind. You better watch out because it's a warrior warpath. And if you're in the way, of course, if you're negatively in the way, then watch out. And if
That'll
you're
crush.
positively in the way, then you better be.
Yeah, Yulia Tudor, warrior princess. I've always had that warrior mentality. It doesn't really matter. I love the thirst of a battle. I love a challenge. That gets me excited. And you can't avoid the human condition. You're going to go through ups and downs, and you just have to push through it because you have to remind yourself why you started in the very beginning. For me, why I started, I'm a foreigner. Yes, I'm from Romania, and my family came here to first to Canada. Now I'm kind of traveling with my family for 19 years because they were literally just slaves to their jobs just to provide for their family. And that's not the way to live. That's not what life is about. Life is about experiencing love and get a good job. I don't know why I'm talking. I don't know why I'm talking Romanian. My mom is in my head right now. Julia, you must have a good job. So I did that. I went to university merely because I love people and I love working with the minds. I'm so passionate about that. So I decided to be a psychologist. Actually, I went pretty far. But I went from.
And you'll know which movie it is simply by looking at this picture right here, red pill or blue pill.
It's kind of amazing marketing.
Yeah.
From society around us, from school teachers, from parents, from any other source, and started to imprint our own cause neural networks in your brain to rewire, and it causes you to start talking differently. And usually it's just things to happen that cause your experiences to happen. And that is a wild, out there idea and a concept. But what we all have in common is we all took that information, started applying it, and started seeing some massive changes in our business. Wouldn't you agree?
I do. And you know what's great is this concept is not new.
You have altered the way you react to every single instance that hot is involved for the rest of your life until you change that again and maybe go do a Tony Robbins firewalk.
Yes.
And then you realize there is no hot because there is no spoon.
Kumos.
There is no spoon.
And so how do your reactions define your belong to how you define yourself as a personality out to the world? Come on in, that's fine.
Yes, we do.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Bienvenidos.
We are live.
And then your personality defines your reality, which is an experience again, and then you keep running around in this cycle that ultimately later on in the future when you touch your head and it reminds you to read the book The Magic of Thinking Big. And
Actually by your heart and the neurons in your heart. So your heart actually does, it can control on a basic level hormones, your reactions to things. Your heart is extremely important. It's not just a beat about it. Read a book called Super Brain, Deepak Chopra, and I can't remember the neuroscientist who wrote the book with him, but there's like 6 chapters on.
uh, after I started going off on a quantum physics binge
Yeah.
for a little while to find out actually what's going on.
Nothing
And of
surprising.
course, they don't want you to
Yeah.
know these things. This is the biggest secret kept in all you want or.
It's a car, right? Your friend buys, let's just say, a Mustang, and then
physically in your body to change the chemistry in your body that will lead
Smile.
your called cognitive dissonance, right? So you feel this uncomfortable feeling because you're acting in ways that don't match with your thoughts. So your thought,
you're not doing good, you're doing amazing.
yes,
You telling yourself that, and then you are doing amazing instead of just doing good or I'm having a bad day. Because what you tell yourself is what you are.
Yeah.
that's true.
So after you talk about it a lot, the next.
The wiring of the brain. So if you're doing something, you're trying to remember something. They even have astronauts that work in blue lighting. So I highly recommend writing things out. Don't type. You're literally robbing yourself of your power of creation if you're typing. Write it out in blue ink on a white piece of paper for the most effective results.
Yeah. Even in movies, they tint the film blue a lot. You probably know about that.
It's or any other light for some reason.
It's a marketing tip
you
right
can
there.
even sleep.
Yes.
You can even sleep.
Without the blueprint, which that's going to change the behaviors that you take, because if you say that you would like to have powerful lungs and good running legs and you never go run anywhere, nothing's going to happen, because it will release those endorphins and you'll create habits. It's actually, there's a picture.
Have that willingness to expand and look for the answers, right? But it definitely, you'll find them a lot faster if you have the right mentorship around you, right? So that's what we're trying to communicate
At the
here.
end of the day, though, success is self-motivated.
Mhm.
And not only that, there's a formula to it.
Yes.
There literally
There
is
is.
a formula
There is
to
a formula.
succeeding. And we're not trying to sit here and tell you guys that we have it all figured out. In fact, I know enough to know that I'll never know very much at all.
The more you know.
But
I think I was just telling someone in here earlier, go forward on those.
Well, one of the systems we really like to leverage is Shopify. Shopify is amazing for e-commerce, and the reason we were so attracted to it is because of all the doors that we had to knock on.
Yes.
So every time when I was in sales, I had to walk to the next. Ask yourself if you've ever gotten anything whatsoever off of Facebook. Chances are you probably have. Have you?
Do we have a statistic there? I think
We
it's
do,
like
yeah.
We do.
Everything is moving online. Just the stores are closing down.
your brick and mortar. Actually, even store, and maybe one of those ways makes it a golden product all of a sudden.
But that's what I find so important with the client in that way. And that's kind of the perspective I had when it comes to e-commerce at the end of the day, is you're targeting a need.
Yes.
And you're providing a solution.
Let me give you something that you need and want, not something that I would like you want.
Yes.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we combine all three, and that's where the true power of making an online income comes in. And so how do you put all of this together and a lot of that out by putting everything packaged into a system where you can learn about all of these things in applicable ways. So a lot of people teach theory, and theory is, this could work this way. For us, it did and does work this way. So there's a very big difference between it works for us this way and it could work for you this way.
And that's what I always say. To me, it's not impressive if someone can make, $100K in a month. This.
So what I've created is called the Abundant Lifestyle Formula, and it's not a system that is there to just pack tons more information. In fact, all of the videos that I have on there, I want to be super short and just the information.
Yeah.
Just to be able to take somebody from doesn't know very much at all to I can proudly put public so that I can go out there and attempt some sales.
And I love that you brought that up, because that's the problem people have.
Maybe you get amazing results. At the end of the day, it's always an investment. Even if you're making $100 million a year, all the money you spend is an investment.
$3 right now. And netted over $75 off of that, just by the information that we're going to be sharing with people.
And that was net money. So there's also money in there that would have been profit, but we spent it on systems and educations because like I said, it's never ending. You need to continue. You don't just make money and put it in your pocket and move on with your life. You need to continue to invest. Everything is ever changing, so you will never be long period.
We'll update this so that we have the next current photo. But and it took 355,000 people coming from basically from Facebook to make that amount of sales. So everything that we were taught was that we needed to promote other people's systems instead of promoting ourselves. That we needed to simply only go through training and not be trying to jump out of the training box or anything like that.
Brings you back to branding.
Exactly what I was going to say. You know,
what it's not about first, because it's the next slide, but this is really important. So just give us like so for now. It's not about pitching and selling everybody all the time.
It's not. It's got actually, and here's the thing is, you know, I had 10 years of experience in just sales, right? And marketing and branding, you have to tailor your message to the pain points of the industry. So the reason why so many typical salespeople fail is because they want instant gratification. They want the sale right away. You know, they think it's about selling. They think it's about pitching and the features and benefits of your product, but they're not taking the time to ask